I'm here with Brie Larson, Academy Award-winning actress and the voice of Rosalina in the new Super Mario Galaxy movie. Brie, thank you for being here.
Happy to be here.
I don't want to give stuff away because there's a lot of lore from her in the games that we're going to probably see in the movie.
Yes. So we get to, in this introduction of the Super Mario Galaxy, which is a world outside of the Mushroom Kingdom. In space, there is a woman named Rosalina, and she has this glorious celestial kingdom and all these little star babies called Lumas of all different colors, and they're just so cute. And she is their caretaker. And the movie sort of unfolds why she's brought into this and what her connection is to these characters. And she's now part of this journey. You know, I never have asked for any of the Super Mario games to have like super deep story. Like that's not what they were built on. It's like you have tasks and it's like save the princess, defeat Bowser, and like the simplicity is what works. Like what these movies do is they allow you to expand and like fill in the gaps of these concepts. So like all the games are richer because you understand all of these interpersonal relationships and how things can connect. Oh, it's so fun. I can't even imagine what it's like to write these movies. I would be having the best time.
Dig it. I have to catch up with all this other stuff you've been doing because, you like video games. Yeah, you're voicing this character, but you just got off the West End.
I did, yeah.
Talk to me about Electra. Let's get back to the video games. Yeah, let's get back to the video games because this is like a lifelong love for you.
But I think I'm starting to understand because in the last year, I realized that being forward with the fact that I've played video games my whole life and I love video games and like the gaming community is much bigger than the film and television world.
Yep.
And it's this bizarre thing that now that I've started talking about it more and reaching out and even talking with video game companies because I find it so inspiring and these are the creators that I love, I'm learning that it's this thing where it's like, people say, what movies did you see? What book are you reading? But not so much do you think to ask, what video game are you playing right now?
Yeah.
And I think we'd be surprised that more people are playing games and even people that think, oh no, I don't play. And I'm like, but you're playing like a word game with your friends every
Wordle,
day.
You're doing Candy Crush.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that it's play.
Yeah.
It's play and it's world building. And there's so much that, video games are taking from cinema. And I think it's really time for us in cinema to recognize what we can take from video games.
And I love that when they do these video games, they're able to, because it's animation and because, I think yesterday at press was probably the first time all of y'all were together as like a crew. And so
exactly.
You have Chris Pratt, Anya Taylor-Joy, Jack Black is back, Keegan-Michael Key, and of course, Charlie Day. Like getting y'all together on set, what was that like? Because I feel like this ensemble is kind of crazy. And Keegan-Michael Key is like one of the funniest people on the planet.
I know. I've been laughing all day today. I've just had the best time because everything that we're doing is just joy and play. That's it. So it's like unboxing toys and we played like a fake kind of Family Feud game and we've played Mario Kart and I played Super Mario Galaxy today. I'm like, this is the best press day I've ever had in my life. What was I thinking doing all these dramas where I had to speak on like very serious issues happening? I would just want to open a Yoshi egg.
By the way, the Yoshi in the trailer, like they put that clip out and like everyone has gone crazy, which I think is a testament to how crazy people are about Mario because of how much that first one was such a thing. And I'll be the first one to admit it took me a little while because like I love animation, but I was like, okay, but is this for me? You know what I mean? And then I watched it and I was like, yeah, it's for me. I need my found family. I have like, there's a lot more to it.
There's profound things in this movie.
Yeah.
That's part of what excites me about it is a person who's going to go see some indie art house film is not necessarily the same person that's going to think to go see an animated movie. Sometimes there's overlap, but it doesn't mean that we don't all need these same messages. And I just think it's a wonderful thing. If you can make a movie that's for families to enjoy in the theater together, it's really for anyone and it has a universal message with beloved characters. I mean, come on.
I'm going to say this and you're going to like maybe think I'm crazy. I think your character in this one harkens back to a character that I was first introduced to you in, and that is in Short Term 12.
Because really? I really am curious about this.
In Short Term 12, your character was trying to keep everything going with this wayward group of young people. And now she is the person trying to manage the stars in that same sort of like, let's take care of these people even though they are wandering and maybe I'm putting that connection there. And I was actually found that little echo of you being a caretaker is in a lot of your roles. And I just love that. You know what I mean?
Not me being in every character I play.
Like a protector. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All the way through.
Of course. So gosh, that's the easiest role to play. I'm serious.
I think it's not easy. You make it look easy, but I know it's not easy.
For me, it is because it's what I care about.
Yeah.
And so if it's something you care about, again, if you think about whether it's a play or a movie, like some of these movies, they take 6 months to make and it's 14 to 16 hour days. Like you have to ask yourself, like, what is worth it? What makes me actually want to keep doing this every day and care about it? And I have to have a reason to care. If not, I don't need to be on screen. I don't need to express myself in this way. I'm a pretty private person. I never expected my life to go in this direction. And so it's still for me just like I have to care about the messaging. And I'm just so grateful that I've been able to carve out a path that allows me to still exercise that through like everything. It's like Fast and the Furious and, and little indie movies and Super Mario. I mean, it's just more than I could have ever imagined.
I like adventure movies, and there's a lot of adventure in this one too, I feel, right?
Definitely. You've got lots of locations, lots of places that we have not touched upon in the first movie. So I think that's what's really exciting is you don't have to know the games to enjoy the film, of course, but if you are a nerd like me, you're just everything that happens. You're just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they did that. Oh my gosh, I can't believe they fit that in. Yeah. Everything.
And I would say too, as somebody who's like played the different iterations of Mario, Galaxy's the one that feels like a movie, right? Like it's like the one that keys into that. Is that what you felt when you were playing it?
I think so. I mean, I'd also say, and again, here's my caretaker coming out, Super Mario Sunshine gave me a lot to think about too. So that one also had kind of a big story about a big mess to be cleaned in your community. But yes, I think this one was a huge, for me, I can't say about what it was at the time, but for me, when this game came out, it like opened my world and you just went like, oh, I didn't think about there being more beyond into the universe.
So what was it like as someone that played the game to then see it translated on the big screen? Like what was
I wish there was footage of me because I just was like, oh my gosh. I
complete fangirl moment.
Completely, because I think it really shows a lot of the strong suit of just the animation medium, which is you get so much time to ruminate. It's not the same process as like you try and think through, you write your script, and then you try and like basically run around and grab everything as quickly as you can and hope that you've got the right pieces. This is like you sketch it out, you step back and look at it. You have people come in and give voices, you step back and look at it. And so you have so much time to think through every single frame and not only make it beautiful, but fit in so much. So the amount of like detail and Easter eggs and backstory and character development, I'd say if like you imagined it as like just data, it's just like so dense and you don't even realize it's happening. And it's just the reality, I think, of if you have really brilliant minds at the helm of animation, you can just do so much with it.
Dig this. And the folks at Illumination and
it's
Nintendo,
so good.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
And it's honoring the material in a way that makes me so happy.
Yeah, I really dig it. And I think this is going to be one, again, folks are going to want to see in the theater for that reason. That exact
100%. And I think we're craving that, like a reason to go. Like we all are looking for that. And this is definitely that.
Get it. See it. All right, next quote. There's a huge universe out there with a lot of galaxies.
Is there any sort of theme to this?
Yes. This is a movie that was the first movie that you were in a sequel of.
Okay. Is this an Avengers movie? There's a... Oh! I am not kidding you, my first guess was Contact. Okay, so... I didn't realize that.
This is from Princess Peach in the Super Mario Brothers movie.
I didn't think about the fact that they would have seeded what this movie will be. That's so wild.
Yeah, and
people really are thinking things through, aren't they?
The folks at Illumination,
they're really thinking it through.
They're thinking about it.
There's a huge universe out there with a lot of galaxies.
I think the folks at Universal and Illumination and everybody were expecting this to be this huge reaction. And so like, yeah, they're seed in the sequels.
Yeah, I did not think about that because, I didn't even know what the movie was until the trailer came out.
Oh,
I didn't know what the title was. I mean, I knew because of my character being in it, but I didn't know that that would be the title of the movie until they were like, FYI, here's the trailer. And I was like, ooh.
Well, I will ask you this as someone that's seen now both. What would you say are the biggest things that are the same, and what do you would say the two biggest differences between the two movies?
Well, I just think you have a little bit more. You have more to play with in the second one, right? Because in the first one, you're really setting everything up, and now it's like you have like Mario and Luigi's relationship is already established, so you get to deal with like other dynamics and relationships. So that's like the beauty of a sequel is it's like you have your baseline, and now you get to go, okay, well, if this character that you know is now in this situation, you start going, uh-oh, and then of course you've got some new characters in this one that, you know, some new places, some new characters.
Who is this? Yoshi.
Come on.
So some dinosaur just shows up and he's now part of the group. Cool.
As a Mario fan, what was this? Because I'm sure you just probably called up Nintendo and said, hey, put me in a movie. And they said yes.
Right. Yeah, right.
But what was that process like when you found out, like, oh, no, this is happening and I'm going to voice this character and, like, this is the deal? Did you get a call? Did you, like, and then who did you call afterwards?
Chris told me.
This is, of course, Chris Meledandri, who is the head of Illumination, produces the Super Mario Galaxy movies, and they do that in conjunction with the folks at Nintendo, led by Miyamoto-san.
He's a very, very thoughtful creator. And so we just met in general and had just this incredible time talking about art and talking about just life as an artist, life as a creator. I'm also very interested in people that are like, I have, of course, stress and risk, but it's not the same thing as being the head of a studio. I don't know that life. And so I find it really interesting to learn more. And like, I feel like I get to be, I'm a better teammate and a better supporter of material if I understand everybody's jobs. So that was that. And I think through there, we talked, of course, about Nintendo. And I think it's pretty apparent. I can't even help myself with how much I know about it. And so he was basically asking me a bunch of Nintendo questions and I was answering them. And shortly after that, I don't know if he called me or if he emailed me. He might have emailed me and it scared me. I was like, well, don't put this in an email. I'm always so scared. But I didn't know what the movie was or even what size the role would be. It didn't matter. It's just one of those things that's like, oh, my entire life was set up for me to do this.
Oh, I dig that. All right, we're going to move into our next popcorn bucket.
Okay. You know, for me, I just am like sitting here in a chair talking to you going, blah, blah, blah. I'm an actor now. And it's like, there is a 7-year-old inside of me that's like, yes,
I know.
Yes. And like, that is so wild. We had a moment today because we are on the Universal lot and they do those tours. And I used to go on those tours and like look at all these sound stages and be like, gosh, what's happening in there? And today I was there and I'm sitting there with Pratt and the tram starts coming by and I turned to him and I was like, you want to just say hi and just like blow their minds? And he was like, yeah, good idea. And I was like, okay, let's have our backs turned. And then when they drive by, we'll turn around. And we did. And they just like lost their minds.
Of course they did.
And we were just like, hi. And then they drove away and it got kind of quiet. And he was like, I think we should just take a moment and just say how cool it is that we're able to do that and that we got here. And I was like, yeah. Okay, let's go back to work.
That's a great actor story. All right, I have to get your last question because you are a busy lady and we want to make sure you get out of here. True or false? The 2007 game, Super Mario Galaxy, was the first Mario game to use an orchestral score.
Yes.
Look at you. Yes. The game introduced a more cinematic way of telling the Mario story. It also introduced your character through an in-game storybook that fans loved. I mean, this was a level like up on Mario in ways that I think non-Mario fans would understand. I just have to ask you this one quick question. Is it true that you literally were like threatening a boyfriend off of Super?
Unfortunately, it is true.
I love that, by the way.
Unfortunately,
I do
what
love
happened
that.
was I was playing on the first game. There's like an extra secret level that looks like, I think it looks like Luigi's head, and you have to jump on these squares, and every time you jump on it, it disappears. And it's a very specific thing. You got to be able to double jump. It was a whole thing, and I was just doing it over and over and over again. And I'm extremely competitive, and when I want to do something, I want to do it. And yeah, boyfriend at the time said, "You're taking this too seriously." And I said, "I'm taking this too seriously. Get out."
I would do that too. You know what?
I was
Video
taking it too
games back
seriously.
then, though, they taught you perseverance. Not to be one of these like elder
of course.
millennials that is like sitting up here being like, back in my day. But honestly, you had to start over. You got 3 lives. Maybe you knew the up, up, down, down combo, and you could get.
You're talking about like no save.
Yes.
Yeah, no checkpoint, no save.
No save, no none of that. And you just kind of had to like grind through it.
And you had to memorize.
Yes.
And
And
you had to
like,
memorize everything. And that's what's wild too, is if you pick up those games, you're like, oh my gosh, my hands just know exactly what to do.
yes, I do love that about it. You talked about some of the folks that are on tap for this one. I think with animation, it is all about you and the directors. You're in a booth, like you have maybe a couple of images. Talk about them and how they helped you shape Rosalina in the booth.
Oh, they're so wonderful and just love this world and love these characters. And that's what you look for in
this is Aaron and Michael, by the way. I should say.
Yes. Aaron and Michael. Hello. Just incredible leaders and great communicators. That's the other thing is it's a very different skill set to ask someone to do something with their voice than when they have their entire body. So to learn how to explain how to do something, especially when this was my first time doing it, it was just so helpful. And really, it's just a refining process. So you go in I went in for the first session and we were just like, let's find the highest high and the lowest low. And like, also let's find how is she emotionally resonant? And like, how do you make your voice sound like that? And it's a funny thing because if you imagine a cartoon crying, I cry all the time as a person and for my job. And so you just think, oh, I'll just drop into the scene and cry. But, you know, your voice it's not always right.
Yeah.
And so it was a wonderful exercise for me to be without my own eyes or with these other tools, my hands, and instead just go like, how do I drop in and use the sound? It was so fun. And it's also like you feel so silly sometimes because you have to do things so exaggerated. So you just get to be free. And then they take it and they work with it. And then they ask you to come back in. And then you learn about what stuck and what didn't. And so it's a really nice back and forth.
I think
It's very safe.
Just a pure acting exercise. And I just really love that we have somebody like you involved in that because you're just so great.
Thank you.